James catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound, Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang!
This is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable!
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
He was a true sophomore, so
Yeah,
could have gone to the draft. He definitely would have gone to the draft. As I open up my Coke, not a sponsored episode, could be if we get big one day. Anyway, next year's draft class is not great.
dude, I don't even know who's in next year's draft
I saw a mock draft, and the top two picks are Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter, which is not great. Shador's a good player. Is he a number one pick worthy? No. Travis Hunter could be. Okay.
Depends.
But you look at this draft class. We have 4, maybe even 5 or 3 number one overall picks that if they were in the draft class next year, they'd be the number one pick. Caleb Williams would be the number one pick next year. Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jaden Daniels is close, and then like Joe Alt on the offensive line. Close. Don't know, but he's close. So why would you put all your eggs into the basket next year? Not all of them, but wouldn't you want to leverage yourself more in this draft class compared to next year's draft class? Like we said, we saw in 2022, teams wanted to get out of that draft class because it seemed weak, right? Some other classes that seemed weak, you want to get out of them. So it's going to be, I think, we always think, oh, there's going to be a lot of trades on draft night, blah, 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 blah. I think this could be the year it actually does come true because there are so many teams looking for quarterbacks. There's so many teams looking for these high-end players. Do you think that'll be the case this year?
Yeah, I feel like definitely would be. I mean, the only reason I would see you going out of this year's draft class and trying to get a higher spot next year would be you have nobody that'll fit your scheme or a spot that you want. But I mean,
But if you pick that high, you got somebody. I mean,
you could always find someone good in the second, third, fourth round. I mean,
it doesn't like teams are always going to value best player available over position need.
Yeah.
Like if we get to pick, I don't know, whatever, and like a team
20,
and you have 3 top 10 receivers in the NFL. And you're at like pick 25, you're still taking Marvin Harrison if he's there, just because like position that's obviously never going to happen, but you would pick him. And I think this year
Marvin Harrison smokes weed out of a gas mask like Laramie Tunzel and just plummets.
Jaden Daniels, Drake May, why are you smoking out of the gas mask?
They don't want to go to those teams. They want their stock to just fall.
He's going to fall to pick 11 to the Vikings. Anyway,
Kirk Cousins out of there.
Like, pick 8 this year is going to hold a lot more value than, like, pick 8 next year.
Or, like, pick 5 next year.
Picks 5 next year. Because, again, there are 5 number 1 overall pick-worthy players. Right? I said Joe Alt. Doesn't mean he'll be a top 5 pick. Brock Bowers. Other type of guys are top number 1 overall worthy players. Right? You stick a label on him just because he's pick 6. Doesn't mean he's a worse player than who's going to be pick 1 next year. And, of course, we can have guys like the Joe Burrows of the world who just bust out into the seam and
bust out into the seam
and are able to dominate. They're a year away, so it's fully speculation. But if you're an NFL GM, you want to get into this draft. You want to get into it highly. And we're going to see a lot of movement at the front with quarterbacks. We can see the top 3 being quarterbacks, and it's going to introduce a very, very exciting NFL draft. The Cincinnati Bengals have been an interesting team ever since Joe Burrow got there. He's been hurt a lot. And now there is, of course, questions regarding T. Higgins. There's been questions for the last year. So the Cincinnati Bengals are pondering the T. Higgins talk. They've stayed pretty firm that they're not going to trade him, but we've seen teams plenty of times say that and go out with it. My favorite example, Cardinals, I just saw it today, on February 12th, 2019, Cliff Kingsbury, Josh Rosen is our guy.
Yeah, I was just...
A month and a half later, with the first pick, the Cardinals, 2 months later, the Cardinals select Kyler Murray. So teams can go out on a different limb.
I think that was when Kyler said that he was going to go to the MLB at that time.
He never said that. He made a decision. It was like a big decision day, but it was never like... If he went to the MLB, people would have been shocked.
Well, no, because I thought he was projected to go into that draft if he went, and then he like made the decision. No, I'm thinking of.
Nobody. You're thinking of nobody. There's a bunch of nobody in your head.
I'm thinking
right
of
now.
Russell Wilson.
He never did that either.
Yeah, he was literally
Yankee spring trading legend Russell Wilson. Are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I
But
know I'm thinking of someone. I can't think of their name right now.
if you're the Bengals, what makes sense is for T. Higgins, because this is weird because they've franchise tagged him way before anybody else is. So maybe they're opening it up for people to go get trades. But I don't think his trade value is too high.
No.
I think it's a late second, early third, because you're trading for T. Higgins and then you're giving him a huge contract. Why not just go draft a receiver? But Cincy, I'll say it again. They're not. I don't think they're going to trade him. It's just speculation. You can't act like, Joe Burrow got hurt. This guy's not falling. Anything, you can't put in any stock on what the Bengals did last year with Jake Browning, right? Because that team was getting hot. They went into San Francisco and beat him by 2 touchdowns. That team was going to be there in the end. But the debates start to arise when you now miss the playoffs. And T. Higgins, if he were to get traded, I think there are 3 teams that would be really interested in throwing in a good pick for him. First off, the Chicago Bears. If they don't want to go rookie receiver route, and they could say, okay, at pick 1, we're taking Caleb Williams. We're going to give him DJ Moore. We're going to give him T. Higgins. And then at pick 9, we're going to prioritize tackle. That's an option. The Houston Texans want to get a big guy and have a big trio there. The Los Angeles Chargers, another option. And then the obvious one, which I think is the least likely, the Kansas City Chiefs, just because the Bengals would never trade a number 1 receiver to the team that has just won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Number 1? Oh, yeah.
A number 1 for that team. But
Nah, MVS is better. I don't know what you're
do
talking
you
about.
think T. Higgins gets moved before the start of the
I feel
season?
like if he does, like you said, they were going to get a later round pick. And if anything, I think the Bengals would have to get some defense or some offensive line help.
Yeah.
But I also feel like he should stay at the same time because, I mean, like...
Yeah. He would... I don't know. The trade value...
It's, like, so weird because...
Like, if T. Higgins just signed an extension last year, I'd say trade him because you're going to get higher value. But knowing you got to trade and then the team's going to pick him up and then offer him a contract, it's not as enticing as this guy's on a rookie deal and he's going to have 3 more years, 2 years left, or he just signed an extension and he's on it for 4 more years. Who knows? You sign T. Higgins, he's franchise tagged, he goes to the team and leaves after a year. There's uncertainty there. But I think the Bengals, T. Higgins, I don't know if he's a priority because you have Jamar Chase, you have Tyler Boyd and other weapons, but you don't want to get to a point where a guy like T. Higgins is a priority, right? You have a lot of receivers, but you don't want to get to a point where you don't have a lot of receivers. And they've had success in the past, the Bengals, being able to win a lot of games. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It got a little broken. A tire fell off with Joe Burrow. We'll put the tire back on and let's roll.
The whole frame fell off.
The whole frame, yeah. The car got destroyed with Joe Burrow, but it's not totaled. It's
Dude,
repairable.
the rear diff exploded. The back axle fell off. The trunk seeped through the ground. Like,
So let's talk about the most anticipated sports game of all time. PGA 2K24 is coming out now.
dude, oh my God, I can't wait to be Tiger Woods.
NCAA 25 is coming out. First off, the cover we said last week, which you did not hear, so we'll talk about it again. Who should the cover be? And I thought you have Nick Saban, right? You say
Yes,
Saban.
yes.
I said okay. If
they're not doing multiple editions of the game, which I think they'd only have like 2. I mean, I don't see why.
Yeah.
But like
They don't have-
I'd want Nick Saban. If it's only one cover, Nick Saban. I mean, the guy is a college football head coach.
what? He's a college.
Yeah, I mean,
not
like-
anymore though. Not anymore.
But like, I mean, how many 7 national championships?
6 or 7.
Yeah, and
I think
a whole bunch of SEC titles.
6
so,
with
I mean,
Bama, 1 with LSU.
Yeah, so
So-
like,
He's
gotta
really
put him on the cover.
very good at the Dolphins too. But
Didn't he play for the Browns? I mean, didn't he
coach
coach
the Browns,
a little bit?
coach the Giants. Him and Belichick were on the same squad. defensive
That's
coaching.
like the 2011 Redskins.
2013.
Oh, my bad. Did I say something racist, guys? Sue me.
2013.
Yeah, the 2013 Reds. It was Sean
Yeah,
McVay.
We know the graphic.
I don't remember.
Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel. There's like 8 coaches. We can go on. Anyway, the NCAA 25. I would agree if it was Saban. If the game comes out every year and you could pick an athlete every year, you have to acknowledge that the game has not come out in 10 years. And I think a much better cover to kind of bridge the gap, because all these people, we miss NCAA 25 for 10 years, right? It hasn't been out for 10 years. That's 10 years of college football that you have to include. Put all 10 Heismans on it. I think that would be a way better cover than Nick Saban, because you have to bridge the gap, like I said, for the last 10 years of not having the game. So put on the legends from past. And if you want to include, like a lot of people, popular is Joe Burrow on the cover, which by himself, why? He hasn't been in college for 4 years.
Yeah.
So why
I
not?
feel like if anything, it's got to be the best player in the past 10 years.
Why
which would
not?
Probably be Joe Burrow.
Why not every Heisman over the last 10 years? Mariota, Winston. Maybe not. I think Winston wouldn't get in there. Manziel wouldn't get in there. But Lamar and
Burrow,
Devontae Smith, and all these guys to kind of.
It's either got to be that with all the Heismans, or it's got to be Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I think they got to make a statement.
guys, I think it should be Travis Hunter.
I think they got to make a statement for.
God, I remember when you used to say that all the time in October.
Because they were good in September.
I said October. This was after their.
I don't know.
This was when they played a real football team.
They were the greatest team of all time.
Dude, their
for 3 weeks.
September Delulu BS was
Delulu?
the funniest.
Delulu?
Dude, I don't want to hear it. RG3 literally said Delulu in a tweet, bro. That's a grown-ass man. That guy's 30-something. He say Delulu?
What is Delulu?
Delusional.
You mean Dulu? Delu? I don't know. That doesn't matter.
It was when Cam Newton got in that 7 on. Yeah, also, whose smart idea is it to jump an NFL quarterback? The guy is
Ex-NFL.
6'3", 2-something. Dude, he played in the NFL. He's playing guys who are probably 3 times as strong as these people.
They did not see him jump over J.J. Watt. And they did not see Cam Newton rushing highlights.
Yeah, they clearly have not seen Cam Newton literally run through NFL
at
defenders.
his own camp, too.
Like, dude, you've got to be kidding me.
At his
Whose
own camp.
Smart idea. Let him trash talk. He's an NFL quarterback. He's gonna shit on you. Literally, his hat didn't fall off, dude.
Mr.
The guy looked like
Potato
the guy looked like he was. The guy looked like he was about to do your taxes this year, and his hat didn't even fall off, and he still beat the shit out of 4 of you guys.
Okay.
Like, oh my god.
Calm down.
I wanted to rant about that when I first heard about it. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
NCAA 25, it seems like they are putting in so much effort into it, which is great because
If this game flops,
it's not going to. I don't think it's going to. Of course, everybody doesn't want another Madden. That's fair. We want it to feel different than Madden because it's supposed to be. It's a different,
isn't it? Made
whole
on,
different sport,
like the
really.
same engineer, Frostbite or whatever the hell it's
Yeah,
called.
but what I really like is, like, you ever see the college football revamped?
Yeah.
They brought in the developers that made that to help make this game. So the
hope-
people that make that game, they know what the people want.
I saw the thing also. They were trying to make it different for every single team, and they go, "There's 134 ways to play the game." Dude, I can't wait to be Air Force or Navy and run wing T.
With the Alex Zerbe offense.
Oh my god.
But-
Nobody's gonna know what we're talking about. But
It's gonna be cool to like have people I've interviewed be in the game.
I know.
Put
Alex,
Alex
Alex,
Williams at quarterback.
dude.
Get a little Javen Williams at quarterback. Alex Zerbe play running back. Quentin Martin play receiver.
Dude, he's gonna be pretty good. I can't wait for him.
The additions
Too
to the
bad I
game.
couldn't go to States.
The additions to the game. It's got to be the little things. You got to have game day, which they are going to have. Like you got to have the picks be there, and like if you're playing in a big game, have like a cutscene for game day where you got Lee Corso putting on the headgear,
Yeah.
and like they're gonna have all the different bands and their sounds and the traditions.
Yeah, please have like the FSU war chant, the
Virginia Tech, and
yeah
Penn
Virginia Tech
State,
Sandman, and all
Notre
that
Dame,
stuff.
Play
Like
play like a champion.
they
hit that.
go like, yeah, we're gonna make this game. We've gone to the games and everything. Like, actually, please put this in the game.
I think that's what they're gonna do. And like, what I really would like is that if you're on the SEC now, well, I don't know that much now because the whole conference realignment and what networks have what.
Oh, I keep forgetting there's 12-team playoffs this year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be pretty
Which
cool.
could be in the game too, which should be fun.
That's gonna be nice.
But
Freaking Toledo's making it this year, guys. Don't worry.
But like what was I gonna say? The scoreboards. Like if you're playing, I hope they make it. I don't know if they do.
Yeah.
Like
I know
if
what
you're
talking
playing
about.
a CBS game
Yeah.
or like in the past, I know CBS not on SEC's not on CBS, but like if it's 3:30 and it's Alabama, Texas A&M,
Yeah.
it's on CBS. Let's get a CBS scoreboard. And what I'm so excited for, and I know it's not going to move many people, but he's my favorite commentator ever. Chris Fowler,
Yeah.
the college football play-by-play guy, is so good, and he's calling the game. He's on the game with Kirk Herbstreit
He's been doing voice things for 2 years now.
for 2 years.
Yeah,
I saw the
he
video.
showed the video and he's like, Alabama touchdown.
Touchdown, Alabama. He's
He's been doing it for 2 years now.
I love his touchdown
Dude,
call.
if I knew the game was coming out 2 years before,
not to not tell
yeah,
anybody.
Dude, the suspense for him not to say, oh hey, by the way, NCAA 25 is coming out in 2 years. Oh my
Like,
god.
imagine you're
I'd be like, if you give me $500, I'll give you the leaks to NCAA 25 or whatever.
Imagine
they're
being
calling
like at the kitchen table at a holiday and like little Johnny's like, I really hope they make NCAA 25. I don't think it's gonna happen though. Chris Fowler's over there like, can't say anything.
it. Dude, this turkey's looking really good, don't you think? You want to go outside and play some football?
That'd be like weird. If he's like at a family place. I gotta go home today. What are you doing over there? I can't tell you.
Everybody's shitting on the
There's-
game they're like, dude, if this game is absolute dog shit, I'm gonna end my
But I'm glad they have prominent commentators, which Madden does not do good. Brennan Gaudin.
Madden has been the same commentator
Yeah.
for like 10 years. Dude, Madden NFL 13 on my Wii sounds exactly like the same announcers.
It's not the same though. It's Phil Simms, Jim Nance,
I know.
which
but
was the
oh my
lead
God.
commentator. But they have Brennan Gaudin and Charles Davis. I cannot tell you the last time I heard Brennan Gaudin on a game. Charles Davis works at the NFL Network. I see him sometimes. I don't see him.
Yo, what's
How
up?
you doing, Charles? But like, you need prominent commentators. Like, if Joe Buck and Aikman were on Madden as commentators, people would like it a lot more because you know the name, you know the voice.
What a heck of a play by Mahomes.
But I like Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit being on it. I love Chris Fowler. Every touchdown call, he kind of voice cracks in the middle of it. Touchdown! And it's pure excitement from my favorite commentator, which I absolutely love.
He's
to
got
see.
running away from the cop speed.
Shut up.
Gus Johnson.
You got to have Heisman mode in the game as well. Take the one season, try to go win the Heisman. It's the little stuff that makes the old game great. You have to, I think.
Just add in everything they had in NCAA 14.
Mascot
and then
matchup.
some. Oh my God, dude. Everybody's like a 99. You're doing side flips and front flips over people.
What I think you have to do is start with the base game, start with NCAA 14, expand on it. Don't take really much out. Start with that game, improve the graphics, improve the features, improve that. But like that's your starting point. Don't start all the way over here, away from the game. Start at the game that the people love, and maybe they wanted to go with the Rockstar Games approach, how they, whether it's GTA or Red Dead Redemption,
Let's have Arthur Morgan in the game.
they wait a long time, so the fans keep wanting the game and wanting.
Yeah.
Like GTA 5's coming out next year for 12 years. Like
GTA
if
6.
GTA 6, my bad. It's coming out next year. It's 12 years.
I thought it was 2 years.
2025.
Oh yeah, that is a year.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy how the new year works. I completely forget we're in 2024.
So
Holy crap! In like 2 weeks, it's gonna be 4 years since the pandemic.
almost March Madness.
Guys, we're going home for 2 weeks.
So I think that kind of builds the people's excitement for the game. And I'm torn on this. Do you want the game to be an every year game? Or should it just be a one-off? Because I think if rules change, update it. But like,
I think it should be every 2 to 3 years. Because okay, if you have it every year, you're gonna get like
It's gonna be
people
copy
that
and paste like
graduate,
Madden.
and it's gonna be the exact same team as it was before. You're only gonna have some transfers and stuff, and some incoming freshmen.
it gets
It's like Madden. It's the same thing every year. You just
Yeah.
get some new rookies and the people who are on new teams.
gets
It's the
stale.
same stuff every year.
It gets stale if you, have
you
it
gotta
every
do
year.
it. They gotta do it like every 2 years, every 3 years, where like the
Just-
new people come in. Your old people are going into the NFL and everything.
Well,
You
every
get
year you
new
update the
teams.
rosters.
Yeah, but like it's still gonna be the same people on the team.
Yeah, but they should actively update the game and update
Yeah,
if the rules
obviously.
change and stuff. Which, talking to college football, they had a proposal the other day. Should they increase to a 16-team playoff? Like, let's see if a 12-team playoff works off first.
That's like that the guy who does March Madness. He's like, you should let
128 teams now. There's this 64 is perfect for March Madness. We'll talk about that next.
they have
weekend.
128 in.
No, 64.
Oh, okay, I was about.
They want to add a 128, but like, come on.
And he goes, you have to earn getting into March Madness
It goes like 11 and 17. You're in as a
because they won the Eastern Middle Classic belt championship.
Eastern Middle Classic belt. So back to the NFL as we'll continue to salivate over NCAA 25.
You can. I can't play it. So let's go.
Maybe
Maybe I should get a next gen console.
Anyway, let's talk about free agency and a big news that was made official. Extra 30 M's for these NFL teams. Big money going around the NFL.
I don't like middle of November. We're talking about some of these teams are going to struggle with salary cap. Oh, here's an extra 30.
That's what
mil.
happens. You get 30 million, like the Saints. Saints aren't gonna be able to survive.
No, they're at negative 40 mil in cap
Now
space
they're negative. Now they're negative 10 million.
Haven't they been in the negatives for like 4 years now? Ever since Michael Thomas's contract and Cameron Jordan's contract, they've
Because
just
you
been
can-
in the
The way
dumps.
teams work around it, it's so stupid. You can restructure, blah blah blah. Like the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani is making $2 million this year. That's funny. He's gonna get in like 10 years. They're gonna be like, let's do another 10 years. They're just gonna keep delaying the contract.
2 mil to start. Actually,
Here's another 10 years. What I think is, you're gonna hear it soon, and I know you don't know much about this, but this takes me back to NBA free agency 2016. They increased the salary cap,
I was only 8 at that time.
and everybody and anybody was getting a contract. Timothy Mozgov got a 4-year, $64 million deal. Timothy Mozgov,
Who was that? That
Old-
sounds like a teacher I'd have senior year for like history.
old Cavs center.
Mr. Mozgov.
Old Cavs. And
He sounds
Lakers
like he's the history teacher and the dean of students at the same time.
got 93 points in a game.
What?
No, there's a graphic.
Oh,
Timothy Mozgov-
I
That's
know
it.
what you're. Oh.
Yeah. So that's what's going to be this year in the NFL because you got an extra $30 million. Why not spend it? So whatever value you think, like if you think Jefferson's getting 30, up at $5 million. He's going to get 35 to 40 now. Anybody in your contract, what do you think? Okay, he'll get 10 million. He'll make 15 now, just because of the extra money. And it takes me back, like remember Kirk Cousins in 2018 signed a 3-year, $84 million deal.
Wasn't that the biggest contract at the time?
Yeah, it was the worst deal in NFL history. Oh my God, Kirk Cousins for the biggest deal. At that time, when his contract ended, he was like the 14th highest paid quarterback. That's the cycle. Patrick Mahomes is the 9th highest paid quarterback. Daniel Jones is making fucking more money than Patrick Mahomes.
Actually,
I think it's close. I don't know
dude,
if he's making more.
Mahomes, when his contract, what was his contract?
10 years, $500 million.
Yeah, in like 29. No, when was it?
2020 they did it after
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Everybody was freaking the hell out.
No, they weren't. It was warranted.
No, but I mean, just like the amount of money. They were
Yeah,
like,
it was
wow,
unseen.
That's a lot of money. And
But
now he's the 9th. That's actually crazy. Is Joe Burrow still the highest paid quarterback?
Yeah, soon until
Or is it Herbert
into whoever the hell
or
else.
Lamar? I don't know.
You have that title for like there was a sequence in there.
Didn't Herbert get it? And
It
then
was
Burrow, got
Herbert,
it right
and
after?
Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah.
They held the highest paid player in NFL history for about a day and a half, and then
And then that person would say, Joe Burrow still has it. So I mean, too bad he can't play NFL.
But anyway, we're gonna see large contracts. People that don't deserve money
Dude,
get
I can't
money.
wait. I can't wait when we're like adults in like 15 years. You're like, wow, he's making a lot of money. 5 years after that, you're like, that guy's getting paid dog crap.
Patrick Mahomes is only making $50 million. How could he even fucking provide?
How
for
does
his
this guy
family?
survive in the middle of Missouri, Kansas?
Kansas. He doesn't live in Kansas. He lives in Texas
Okay.
when it's the off season.
I was gonna say,
Ain't nobody want to live in Missouri.
yeah, he's
Or
gonna get
Kansas.
shot.
or Kansas. Anyway.
I mean, he could watch some March Madness.
What? Extra $30 million. The contracts don't freak out. People will. Biggest overpay ever. Ain't going to be in 5 years.
In 4 years,
We're
he'll be
close.
making dog crap.
We're close to $100 million a year deals, which is like absurd. But when the NFL team makes that much money, you got to make more money. You get what you're worth. And in the NFL, you think athletes are the greedy ones asking for money when these guys are making $50 million? How about the freaking owners? They're making $1 billion to $2 billion to $3 billion a
and
year.
yet the Raiders owner still can't get a haircut.
Mark Davis with his bowl cut. It's too iconic to cut his haircut. So extra $30 million. Calm yourself on the contracts. When this scrub gets $15 million, it's calm down. 10 years.
Do you see the lines they already got? They got a specific special teamer, a 2-year, $14 million, $15 million possible.
Okay,
He's
that's
like the only he only does special teams. He's a defensive player, I'm pretty sure, but he's only signed as a special teams player. He's not even listed as their defense at all.
crazy.
He's specifically a special teams player.
I'm interested to see because in 10 years, well, when Mahomes' contract ends, it just started this year or something. When it ends, he's probably not going to be in the top 20 of quarterbacks. Does
Probably.
he ask for a restructure contract? Like, it's weird to be like,
I mean,
you're only
if he's-
making $50 million, but
If
like,
he's winning rings, I don't think he really cares.
that was such a smart deal from the Chiefs. 10 years, they know, like, in 10 years.
They know in
Everybody-
in 3 years, people will be getting paid almost double his amount.
I saw a thing like people that offered quote-unquote lifetime contracts in the NFL, it's never played through.
Aren't there
Like Brett
people who are
Favre
still
offered,
getting
like, 12.
paid? Yeah, aren't there people who are still getting paid from their former teams?
Yeah.
Like, there's people getting paid that retired like 4 years
In
ago.
the MLB, too, weird
Yeah,
guys.
it's like I still don't know how that works.
Played like 30
How
years
does it
ago,
even
Bobby
happen? Do they
Bonilla.
just get like a stock of the team when they
It's-
retire? And they just get that money every year?
I mean, when you sign a guy to a 5-year contract and then cut him, you still have to pay him
Yeah, I know that. But like,
a little bit.
what
of
did they
it.
get, a 10-year contract and they just retired after the first year? It's like
I don't know.
It's like it was like that NFL draft last year. It was the fullback for the Steelers. He came in, got his minimum
Got his
salary
100
of like
grand.
no, it was $1 million. No, $890K.
No, you don't get that from. You have to play the whole season.
Well, okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
He got his 100 grand
Yeah,
signing
and then
bonus.
literally dipped. He dipped. He like retired 2 days after. He said, "I'm good with the
I,
money."
I bet his brain works perfectly fine now too. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's got $100,000. He could probably get a good house, go out in the country and live. So, NFL draft, like we said, is going to be wild. A lot of big-time players. But at the top, it's the quarterbacks. It always will be the quarterbacks. These are the people that put the butts in the seats, that get you wins. It's no surprise. Everybody knows this. From the highest level of scout to the dumbest idiot of idiots, they know quarterback's the most important position in the NFL.
It's actually offensive tackle.
Shut up. There's a reason why Patrick Mahomes, Tom
Are you
Brady,
kidding me? It's a kick.
Peyton Manning.
Oh
have
no,
won
it's the
Super
punter,
Bowls.
Torrey Taylor, first overall pick.
We understand quarterback's the most important position. So when the draft has great quarterbacks, it makes the draft more interesting. Look, I'm not a guy that's just
Are you
gonna.
talking about Caleb May?
I'm not a guy that's just going
Drake
to.
May, Caleb Williams.
I'm not a guy that is just going to discard like if an offensive lineman or a defensive player is a good player in the draft. But quarterbacks are the most exciting. This is what you judge the most of.
Jalen Penix Jr. No, I'm kidding.
So, the top 5 quarterbacks, we're going to rank them here, the Big 5. And the Big 5 are Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix.
Oh shit, not Penix.
Michael
Got
Penix
it.
is not a part of the Big
Not-
5.
Got it.
I don't know if he'll be a first-round pick. There's so many
Ugh.
concerns around Penix.
Who in the hell is his NFL comparison?
There's
Who would J.J. McCarthy? All right,
there's
I need to do some research.
there's 5 different top-end quarterbacks that are probably top 20 picks. Penix is a flyer. He's old. He has one of the worst injury histories a quarterback's ever had. 3 season-ending injuries. That knee is not intact. That right side. So
Okay.
we will exclude Michael Penix Jr. from the list. So the top 5 QBs based off drafting order, not what you like. We'll get into that later and dive into the prospects. Top 5 quarterbacks in drafting order where they're going to get drafted. At pick 1, it's easy. He's number 1 in this ranking 1 to 5.
Yep,
He's
yep,
number
yep.
1 in the draft. Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, of course. Well, I'll talk about his comparisons when we get to it later. But Caleb Williams
No,
will
just do
be
'em now.
will be a Chicago
Just
Bear.
do 'em now.
Okay. And my comparison for Caleb Williams is an athletic Matt Stafford. Is my comparison. This guy has all the arm angles possible, and when NFL teams look at, they really love to polish up players and tie them in. And if this was 2010, 2005, I don't know if Caleb Williams would be the number 1 overall pick. But
Dude,
when you
Vince Young would have.
shut up. But I think the blueprint that Mahomes and Lamar Jackson have laid out, that you can scramble behind the line of scrimmage and improvise and throw on the run, has kind of laid it out for Caleb Williams. The arm talent is crazy. Off schedule, broken plays. The arm angles, that's why I said Matt Stafford, because Stafford was Mahomes before Mahomes with the arm angles, the sidearm type of throws, the deep throws, the accuracy. If Matt Stafford had wheels and could run. That's my comparison.
I think I have a really good comparison with this one. A young Russell Wilson. Russ
Okay.
was running around. He was making plays behind the line of scrimmage. He could scramble. He could get almost all the throws, pinpoint accuracy.
It's a good one.
That reminds me of Russ, like against the Cardinals when he was scrambling around for 20
Cue the
yards,
circus
and then,
music.
and then chucked
Doug
it
Baldwin.
up. Yeah, chucks it up to Doug Baldwin, and it just.
Yeah, but I don't think Caleb Williams will get carried by his defense. Oh, Russell Wilson's overrated. Carried by his defense.
That's just a bonus. It's like fucking.
His-
It's like Brock Purdy.
He
out
didn't
there.
even have to play good in the Super Bowl.
Well, Brock Purdy is actually a really good quarterback. Go ahead, say he's mid, guys. Say he's mid. He's not.
What do you mean he's actually a really good quarterback like Russ isn't?
No, oh my god.
Like,
Stop
but Brock
putting
Purdy's
words in
actually
my
really good.
mouth. No,
At-
I'm just going after the people that say he's mid.
At number
He's
2,
not. He's
at-
a pretty good quarterback.
At number 2, the second pick in the draft, also Drake May. Commanders need a solid quarterback. They have not had a good quarterback since Kirk Cousins
Since
and
Sam
RG3. Sam Howell. They have been
Oh yeah, Eric Bieniemy also to UCLA.
as their coach.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Like head coach, really?
I think he's
Offensive
offensive coordinator or head coach.
I
One of
don't-
those.
he's
Well, no,
offensive
because
coordinator.
Chip Kelly left.
Yeah, but he's offensive coordinator.
Chip Kelly went to Ohio
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Ohio
But he-
State's putting together the Avengers.
But
of
he's
head
that's a whole
coaches.
different story.
Yeah, holy crap.
What's wrong with Eric Bieniemy? That like this guy was the number 1
Yeah,
coaching
dude,
hire.
this guy is like.
And then he
he's
went
an offensive mastermind.
and then he went from Kansas City, where everybody wants to sign him as their head coach. He says, "No, I'm going to go to Washington to be their offensive coordinator." And the thought
and then leads Sam Howell, who everybody was just gonna say
He
to
wasn't
be the
good,
number
but he
one
led the league at-
passer until for 15 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like
And then the move was like, okay, they're going to fire Ron Rivera. He wants to be the coach in Washington.
Eric Bieniemy could have came to be the coach.
and,
He
then
said,
and then he goes
nah.
and then when he goes another downgrade to college, like I don't know. I would have
I
loved
think he moved out to California just for the good weather.
I would love to.
He's like, hey, I could go to the beach. He's like,
That's it. I could go to the beach.
I mean, he's not in the hood like USC, so I mean,
Oh my God. The Commanders have it almost figured out. They're a quarterback away and then some pieces. But they have the fundamental pieces of Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. Their running game's fine with Brian Robinson. I think Drake May at pick 2 and overall number 2. The second pick, Drake May, this is not going out on a limb. This is the obvious pick that basically everybody else has. I'm not uncovering the Rosetta Stone here. But Justin Herbert, right?
that's
Big,
exact-
strong, fast,
Nah, he reminds me of Sam Howell.
mobile, good enough arm.
He reminds me of Mitchell Trubisky.
Colin Coward would love this guy. He probably does.
He probably wants his daughter to go on a date with him. or-
Big, strong, Middle Eastern,
He's white.
coastal kid. Looks good in shorts.
All right, continue. Let's go.
Drake May at pick number 2. Pick
Yep.
3. This is just draft order. NFL teams love him.
Daniels, I'd assume.
NFL teams absolutely love him, and I think wherever you think he's
All right,
going
never
right
mind,
now,
it's not Daniels.
move him up. J.J. McCarthy, I think, was the third quarterback off the board. Wherever you think he is in the draft, move him up a little bit because NFL teams fall in love with him. And some of the things I think have credibility, some don't. Some NFL GMs value winning in college, which I really don't, that he won a national championship. He can win games. They value the composure, the stuffy way he carries himself, and he's dead on accurate, can move a little bit undersized, but can move, can throw very well in the intermediate plays. The people need to shut up that he's not a first-round pick or anything because, he didn't even he
All
ran
he
the
did
ball
was hand
every
the
time.
ball off.
Because when you can throw it 15 times and be successful, why run it? Doesn't just because he didn't throw the ball doesn't mean he can't.
If your run game is winning you games and takes you to a national championship,
again,
I
man.
mean,
Keep
why
doing it.
why go away from it?
Mike-
It's like the 49ers at the Super Bowl going away from the run game in the second half.
My comparison with J.J. McCarthy, he's a guy you already listed. Russell Wilson, a little worse of a deep ball. Very athletic, can both move. Russell Wilson's black and J.J. McCarthy's white. How can they be the same?
I didn't expect him because Russ did a lot of running. I mean, I just didn't
That was-
expect JJ. I thought
J.J. McCarthy
I
can
was
run the
thinking
football.
JJ. Yeah, I know, but I was thinking of more of like a pocket quarterback who only needs to move if needed.
Which Russell Wilson only
Russell
needed
Wilson did both. I mean, he
only needed to
scrambled and
move
he-
because his offensive line sucked for 10 years. But Russell Wilson has a much better deep ball, but
Yeah.
the over the middle, pocket enough passer.
the accuracy.
And then like if the play breaks down, you can move around. That's Russell Wilson.
McCarthy, I guess, is going third.
No, make yours pick a Jaden Daniels.
All right, yeah. Jaden Daniels. My
You have Jaden
comparison.
Daniels at 3.
Yes,
3 overall to New England or like somewhere else?
the third.
I think
Pick number. Whatever. I don't. The Giants or something. Probably. I don't know. Somewhere in the top 5. I know he's gonna
probably
pick.
pick 3 maybe if they trade up.
Yeah, it depends.
Somebody trades up.
My comparison is a shorter Josh Allen. Athletic,
To Jaden
can
Daniels?
throw. Yes, can throw.
No, whoa.
Yes, a
The
shorter
arm
Josh
talent
Allen.
is not even close. Josh Allen can throw the ball in his fucking stands. Jaden Daniels
That
cannot
doesn't
do that.
mean shit in the NFL if you're throwing picks all the time.
Have you not seen Josh Allen?
Yes.
That's not a fair
Jaden
comparison.
Daniels has great accuracy, just like Josh Allen. Just
All
because
of his
Josh Allen,
receivers are wide open.
just because Josh Allen could throw the ball 70 yards down the field doesn't mean that's a bad comparison.
Would you compare the freaking farthest deep ball thrower to a guy that can't throw that ball deep? Josh Allen's got the strongest arm in the NFL.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels could also throw far. I get it, it's a college ball, but
I disagree with that prediction. With that, Josh Allen really not as strong, not even close to the same athletic ability physically. I understand they both don't take hits, but
they both take hits.
they both take hits. My bad. Jaden Daniels cannot throw the ball that deep. Doesn't have a strong enough arm. Is more mobile than Josh Allen, I would say. Not even the same body type at all. Jaden Daniels is smaller. Josh Allen's big.
Well, no shit. That's why I said a shorter, less muscular Josh Allen.
Okay.
I couldn't think of anybody else to really match with Jaden Daniels.
My pick at number 4 is Jaden Daniels, and I think this is
Yeah, I
a
want to see who you have.
great call. Kyler Murray for Jaden Daniels and then
Yeah.
as he's like, oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Kyler. I kept thinking he was injured. I was like,
He is, but he's still in the league.
yeah, I
The
kept thinking
escapability,
he wasn't even there.
The escapability, the running around in the backfield. Not the greatest passer in the
Circus
world.
Music again.
Not the greatest passer in the world. Can get by with it. And then what he excels at is with running the football and off the read option. Jaden Daniels, for me, is Kyler Murray. And at number 5, my last pick is Bo Nix. Going to be 5. He's in that New Orleans range at 16, Seattle, Pittsburgh, someone in there. He's like a poor man's J.J. McCarthy. Like, he's not as
And he's older.
special. He's older. With Jaden
Didn't Bo
Daniels
Nix
is
come into college in 20?
played against Joe
19?
Burrow twice.
Yeah, that's actually like, oh my god. Because I remember did he beat Alabama or did he beat them in
They beat
2019?
Bama, yeah.
Yeah,
48-45.
it was because who was their wide receiver? Number 18.
No, somebody missed a kick. Guy missed a kick.
Number 18. Who the hell was their wide receiver in 2019?
Calvin Ridley? No. He was.
No.
But anyway,
Auburn. Hold on.
this guy, I think, I forget his name.
Remember Smoke Monday? Or yeah,
Auburn
yeah,
corner number 21.
Yeah. Oh my god, he was.
This guy at Barstool Sports has
Shit,
a.
not 2018. I need 2019. Whoops.
It was Was it not 2018? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was 2019.
I thought it was 2018.
Yeah, because right here, 48-45.
Oh.
Auburn and
Anyway, this guy Barstool Sports has a thing. If you played against Joe Burrow in college, get out.
Yeah.
Get a job. Like all these people in college football right now, can I get an extra year eligibility? Get a freaking job, you unemployed little boy. Get a job, and let's get out of this. Stop hanging on. Especially you. I'm talking to you, Alan Bowman. 7th year of eligibility at Oklahoma State. Screw you. Get a freaking job. Go work at your local mechanic shop because you're not doing anything.
Well, for my 4th, I have J.J. McCarthy. I
didn't let you go before?
No. You just kept going. I have him as a. I didn't even know how to put this as a Kirk/Baker. I don't know. I feel more of like a Baker kind of.
More Baker.
Yeah, because he can definitely scramble when needed. He's pretty good thrower. It's literally like
He's a
Baker.
quarterback and he's a pretty good thrower. It's usually kind of what you have to be to get in the NFL at the quarterback position, at least.
There it is, Seth Williams. That's who it is.
And your 5th is Bo Nix, of course, because
Yes.
I made you.
And I really don't even have a comparison for him.
Good call, guys. This is why you listen to this podcast, because who knows when somebody just doesn't want to make a comparison.
I was trying to find NFL quarterbacks to compare him to, and I had
Matt
nobody.
Jones. Oh, I didn't make my comparison. My Bo Nix comparison is Derek Carr. They're good deep ball throwers. They're not going to be anything special in the league. They'll be mid-pack. So,
Yeah, I don't.
last week you didn't hear it because our audio went out. You're going to hear this episode, though, so that's good. We're doing our top 10 wide receivers in the National Football League, and the receiver position is the most stacked position in the NFL. So I want to get off some of my honorable mentions to start, and a lot of guys are like, whoa, he's not top 10, he's not top 10. Until you see the list.
Ooh, Bo Nix kind of gives me a little bit of a T-Law vibe. A little bit.
Honorable mentions.
Not really a rusher. Stays in the pocket as long as he can. Throws the ball. And I don't know. I'd pick someone.
Honorable mention. A couple honorable mentions. Brandon Ayuk didn't make my top 10. Debo Samuel didn't make my top 10. DK Metcalf didn't make it. Garrett Wilson didn't make it. DJ Moore didn't make it. Amari Cooper didn't make it.
Oh.
Did you have honorable mentions on there?
No, I didn't have honorable mentions.
Oh.
But most of them I don't even have in my top 10.
So,
Literally all of them except Amari Cooper.
let's start on top 10. At number 10, Puka Nacua starts off my list at number 10.
I don't even have him.
It's interesting, and it's funny you say that
I
because
kind of didn't have him because he's a rookie. I mean, like,
when Justin Jefferson had his great rookie year, he was in the top 5 debates.
yeah.
When Jamar Chase had his great rookie year, he was in the top 5 debates.
But guys, you can't catch. Remember preseason?
Maybe just because those guys play a more flashy brand of the receiver position. Puka Nacua had a better rookie year than both of those guys. We are not talking about Puka as a top
No, it's
5
because
to 10 receiver.
they did the gritty.
It's because they did the gritty. They played at LSU.
They played with Joe Burrow and Livy Dunn.
Best rookie receiver of all time. Nobody's talking about him. 1,500 yards this year. That's got to be top 10. I put him at number 10.
Number 10, I have Keenan Allen. I mean,
Maybe in 2017.
maybe when he's not old, but I mean,
hurt,
still
but
manages
He
to
still
put up.
produces.
Yeah.
He still produces. Keenan Allen, in my opinion, is a poor man's Mike Evans, who I have at number 9.
That's. Oh, I thought I was ranking Evans low. Dude, I have him at 8. Okay.
Coming
I was going to put him up at 5 because I felt like I was ranking him really low because he's like he's the same wide receiver every year putting up 1,300 yards every single year. I felt bad for ranking him at 8.
Kind of had one of his better years. 1,300 yards, led the league in touchdowns. One of the best deep ball or one of the best red zone threats in the league. Keeps producing. You think it's his year he's going to fall off. He has not yet. 9 or 10,000 yard seasons in a row.
I remember it was 7, and we were like, "Wow, he's not gonna get it in like these next 2 years."
He'll
He's
probably-
3 years he's done it, and
Probably get it again. Mike Evans.
It's like it was like that LeBron tweet. He's like, "Dude, LeBron's 30. There's no way he's doing this bullshit for much longer. He's 30. He's almost
39,
40
yeah.
now."
It's still going on. Mike Evans at number 9.
My number 9 is Amari Cooper.
Okay.
I put up
Another
12?
another one of those Mike Evans type of
Yeah.
guys that just produce every year. At number 8, this guy, it's weird because if you strip the name off of him and you just show random stats, I don't know if he breaks top 10, but he's such a revered and respected receiver, and he was the best receiver in the league for a couple of years. Devontae Adams comes in at number 8, and it might be a little bit low. A lot of people would just say, oh, it's Devontae Adams. He's top 5. But some of the other guys that are less box office, less famous than Devontae Adams produced more in the last couple of years, and he's been good with some not great weapons at quarterback with A.J. O'Connell, and Derek Carr. He's very good. Like 8th best receiver in the league. On his day, he could be the best. But there's so many receiver talents. I put him at number 8.
My number 8, I have Mike Evans.
Mike Evans at 8, okay. Mr. Consistent. Mr.'s going to get 10,000.
Yep.
Mr.'s going to get
10,000.
10 touchdowns a year.
Yikes.
Bring it in. I mean, everything that's changed in Tampa between Winston, between Brady, between Baker, between winning and losing and winning and losing. The one thing that's constant, Mike Evans is getting 1,000 yards.
Yep.
Number 7, and if you asked me this like week number 7 of this year, he had a case for number 1. A.J. Brown kind of fell off back half of the season, had like so many consecutive weeks of 125 yards receiving. He still had a good year, but I need to see him return to early season form, end of 2022 season form. I don't think it's any coincidence that when A.J. Brown started losing productivity, the Eagles did as well.
My number 7? Yeah.
Yes.
I have Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams at number 7.
I had him at 6, but I'm changing him out with
Moving
this
him
guy.
down to number 7. All right, number 6 is a guy that he's number 6, and he's really good because he's got great talent, but you kind of struggle defending him. Stephon Diggs at number 6.
Dude, I was thinking about putting him on there, and then I
He's not on your top 10.
No,
Whoa. Not on your top 10.
Do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah, I do have 10.
Stephon Diggs
Okay.
not in his top 10. That's crazy.
The
production
I was
has-
going to put him in, and then, like, I just was thinking about that, and I was like, wow, he did not have a productive year this
The
much.
production was
he
not
was
there.
really bad this year, actually. He went, like, 8 games without 100 yards.
Yeah, he had a slump in there.
It was very, very bad.
I'm still going to put Stephon Diggs in there. I think
Okay.
I think he's better than A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Puka. It's 6, but like I wouldn't want him on my team. He was on the Vikings. He causes problems. He's a
I would
diva,
not let I would not
He's
let
a
him
diva,
date my
as we
I would
call
not
it.
let him date my sister or daughter.
as
I forget
as
what
the
the question
Vikings
was.
would say.
My number 6, I have AJ Brown.
A.J. Brown at number 6. Okay. Do you think he returns back to what he
Yes,
was?
Definitely.
Okay.
1000%. If Nick Sirianni doesn't cry during the national anthem.
Let's go to the top 5. Some interesting names that I'd be shocked if you leave this guy off the list. I'll go to you for number 5 to start.
I have Amon-Ra.
That's a good pick.
I had him at 7, but then I started thinking about AJ Brown and Devontae, and I was like, well, he's young, really good. And it's like, if I'm building my team, I'd rather him than AJ Brown and Devontae Adams.
My number 5 is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
This is a guy that it's no coincidence that when he's been really good, the Lions have started to rise to be very good. He's the most important player, I think, on the Lions.
Dude, I remember Madden 22. Nobody knew who he was, but like I loved him, and I made him a 99 in my franchises. Dude, I loved him so much. I don't know
Foreshadowing.
why. No. Because it got to like week 5, and he was getting some receptions. He was like the 2nd string or 3rd string by that time. It was his rookie year.
I remember
he was coming out of USC because I was watching a USC game. I was like, wow, that guy's. I can't wait to see him in the NFL. And then as soon as Madden 22 came out, I was like, oh, there's Amon-Ra. He was like a 68, and I was like, oh, you're a 99 now.
He thinks he's LeBron. I was watching him at USC. I'm like, he's going to be good. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, it was funny because I almost won fantasy football championship. Weeks 11 to the end of the season, Amon-Ra St. Brown was the best receiver in the league, and Rashard Penny on the Seahawks was the best running back in the league, and they're both waiver wire pickups, and they were both the wide receiver 1 and running back 1 from week 11 on.
Amon-Ra was not a waiver wire pickup.
Yes, he
not
was.
for us.
When in his rookie year, yes, he was.
Yeah.
His rookie
I
year.
remember that year. My phone broke halfway through the season, and I went 0-8 to end it.
So he's my top 5. Not as known as Diggs and Devontae Adams and A.J. Brown, but he's
But still really known.
1,500 yards. Let's break into the top 4. I think we got the same top 4. If you leave anybody off,
I mean,
it'd be pretty crazy. You're number 4.
my number 4, I have Jamar.
Jamar Chase. We might have the same top 4. Jamar Chase at 4.
I think our 1 and 2 might switch, but I think I don't know if your bias will show through a little bit for 1 and 2.
We'll see. But I think Jamar Chase with no Joe Burrow, he didn't get worse as a player, but he's dropping for me just because, like, if you're hurt, say you don't get worse as a player, but if you
He's
move,
like 7-Eleven. He's always open.
but if you move from the 7th best receiver to the 10th, say you didn't get worse as a player, those guys just got better, and the 3 guys in front of him, I think, all got
And
better.
when your starting quarterback gets hurt.
Yeah. Top 3, we have the same guys. At number 3, almost led the league in touchdowns, almost led the league in yards, number 1 offense in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
Went from a guy that was like in Justin Jefferson's shadow in that draft class to a very, very good player to this guy's one of the best in the league. Had an amazing season, had another long streak of 100 yards and 10 catches, I think. Cowboys offense was rumbling. CeeDee Lamb at 3. Would you agree?
Yep.
Pretty easy there. He went from, like, again, 5th, 6th, 7th best receiver in the league to the best in the best case, and you can have a conversation. Top 2, it's Jefferson, it's Tyreek Hill. Where do we rank them? I don't care. I think my number 2 is Tyreek Hill of the Miami Dolphins. 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns. We know about Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins kind of got back to the bread and butter of Tyreek Hill. Throw it down the field. That's what he's best at. Kansas City, he was more of a short, towards the end before he got traded, more of a short yardage guy. And short, catch it over the middle for 10 yards, take it. Miami spreads it out. The offense completely is so fast around him with Mostert, with Jalen Waddle. Number 2, Tyreek Hill. Yeah.
My number 2 is also Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill. And at number 1, Justin Jefferson, the most complete receiver in the NFL.
I have Lad McConkey.
Oh, really? Something about him, man.
Just he's got a high motor. I'd let him date my daughter. He's got the grit. He has the passion for the game.
So Justin Jefferson.
Okay, Jay Jettis, you guys are like, whoa, but like he only had this many yards,
Nobody's
and Tyreek
saying
had. Well, no.
He's
If
on
Kirk
pace for, like,
Cousins,
2,000
if Kirk
yards
Cousins
this year.
didn't get hurt, Jay
And him.
Jettis would be.
And him. Jefferson got hurt this year. He became the first NFL player to have 1,000 yards in just 10 games.
Yeah.
In the games or 8
honestly,
games or something like that.
If he didn't get hurt, well, I didn't even know he got hurt. Wow. Okay. And then if Kirk didn't get hurt,
He was out for 9 weeks. Out for
what?
a long time.
I did not even know
Yeah,
that.
you're an idiot. He got a hamstring, and then he was out for a long, long time. Vikings continue to win. He's the most complete receiver in the NFL. Best route runner in the league. His routes are crisp. I would say the best jump ball receiver in the league. I mean, you go back to 4th and 18 against Buffalo, the one-handed grab against the Bills. Just this past year, 3rd and 27. This was the most hilarious. This summed up the Vikings season. So is Nick Mullins. We're down 4 against the Lions. Okay? Nick Mullins takes a sack on 1st down. It's 2nd and 17. He fumbles the snap, backs up. It's 3rd and 27. 3rd and 27, what are we going to do? Minute left, 2-minute drill. Justin Jefferson double-teamed, goes up and catches. Sums up the Viking season. They fuck around and whatever, and Jefferson just bails them out. The only player on the team that feels like he tries sometimes.
And Danielle Hunter.
He's number 1, pretty clearly. Best jump ball, intermediate, route running, breaking tackle, so shifty, and he is the number 1. So we got some more material. It's the offseason. We have a lot of time to get into this material. We're going to hold off on some of it, but the one we are not going to is the Chicago Bears. The Bears. Ryan Poles said today his phone keeps ringing. He gets so many calls right now as he gets prepared for the Combine. And there's a couple of moments in the NFL season where teams start to make moves. Number 1, the Senior Bowl, which it starts. You get all 32 coaches. You get all 32 GMs. They all collaborate, and they get in, and they start making deals. They're talking to each other. The other big one coming up on Friday, the NFL Scouting Combine. 32 coaches, 32 GMs in Indianapolis. They're talking about trades, and a lot of trades that happen on draft night starts with the Combine. I have 3 scenarios here for the Chicago Bears. The Bears can go a million different ways, and it all can work. They have pick 1, pick 9, most cap space in the NFL. 3 scenarios for you. Rank them 1 to 3. First one seems like the most obvious. Draft Caleb Williams at 1. Draft a receiver like Rome Odunze with number 9. Okay. Second scenario, probably not going to happen. Trade down. Draft Marvin Harrison at pick 3. Draft tackle at pick 9. Third scenario, I call this one the Houston Texans scenario. Draft Caleb Williams at 1. Trade up to pick 3. draft Marvin Harrison, go all out like the Texans did last year with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, where they traded and got picks 2 and 3.
Okay, well, I already know the second one. That's what I was thinking they were gonna do. But now with like this thing, it's like, dude, Caleb Williams.
He's
seems like
too good to
that's-
pass up.
Yeah. So that one, the second one will go to 3.
Mhm.
The last one will go to 2, and then Caleb Williams
I-
getting drafted and taking
With-
a wide receiver.
With the amount of capital they got from the Panthers,
dude, they could get a whole bunch of people in free agency too.
But Marvin Harrison Jr. and Caleb Williams.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my
If you do the Caleb Williams one and trade up, that'd be the best case scenario. If you
Yeah.
could do that, you get Caleb Williams, you trade up to 3 and get Marvin Harrison.
And I think
Right there's like the top 2 best rookies in this class.
Yeah, I think they have the ability to do it because they have so
It's
much
just
from the Panthers.
if they do it.
They have so much capital from the Panthers. They have so many high seconds.
Dude,
And
the Patriots are going to cuck them. They're going to be like, dude, we know you're going to be too good if we get you that. No.
and they could even go to 4 and get Marvin Harrison
it
Jr. with the
depends on what
Cardinals.
I think the Patriots would draft a quarterback, but who knows with
The thing is, like
with Gerard Mayo. Gerard? How do you say his name?
Gerard.
Yeah. All right.
The thing is, like, if you're a team, say you're looking at guys would be like, okay, so say you have pick 6, just an example, and team number 4 has a quarterback, team 5 has a quarterback, and some teams would trade up to pick 4. People are like, why are you trading up? Those teams have a quarterback. They're not going to take quarterback. Here's the thing. The chance that another team jumps you and trades up is a big thing. So even though you look at other teams, you're like, okay, New England, I don't think they're going to go receiver.
There was one year where somebody was going to trade up and then didn't, and then another team. Oh, I forget when that was. Shit. It was literally within these past 2 years. Pretty sure it might have been 2 years ago.
As we near the hour mark, we're going to end with some NBA talk. We haven't talked about the NBA much, but as we roll into basketball season, essentially, March Madness coming up with the NBA, we got 2 discussions around the NBA. The first one, Victor Wembanyama, 5-by-5 game, dominates. The Spurs lose. That was the trend of this season for the San Antonio Spurs. Wembanyama is averaging .72 points per minute. You know the only other rookie to have more points per minute in history? It's pretty good.
LeBron.
Michael Jordan. Averaged 28 as a rookie. Wembanyama is averaging 21 as a rookie, which doesn't sound insane to the fact that he's playing 28.
MJ, my precious daddy.
Wembanyama is playing 28 minutes a game. 8 less on average than the average NBA player. Because Greg Popovich wants to extend his career.
He's got to be like Wilt playing 48 minutes.
They want to extend his career. And San Antonio is so close, I think, to winning a championship as soon as next year. If they can get a point guard to distribute the ball to Victor Wembanyama.
Nah, Victor Wembanyama's the point guard, the shooting guard, the power forward, the small forward, the center.
I don't want to salivate too much here, but I'm going to. I'm not even a Spurs guy.
Dude, Wembanyama. Oh, my God.
Imagine Trae Young lobs to Victor Wembanyama. Oh my goodness! Good night for the league.
Or just anybody better than who they have now. Guys, I'm not too familiar with NBA. Go ahead, come on, shit on me, but I'm not.
Trae Young
with
is
NBA.
the best lob player in the NBA. He throws lobs to John Collins, Clint Capella. I think the Hawks have made it clear, not made it clear, but I've been clear that the Hawks can't win a freaking game. They need to get rid of Trae Young. They're not good. Trae Young, they have to give up a lot, but the lobs to Wembanyama, throw it up to him. Trae Young, you want to average 15 assists a game? Come play over here. And I think that's for San Antonio. They're doing the right thing with Wemby. They understand, hey, we can't win everything in year 1. Let's not play him 35 minutes a game. Let's play him 28. If he's got a 14-year career, let's try to make it 16 years. And if there's one franchise that I would put all my trust into developing big men's,
Popovich.
it's Greg Popovich and the Spurs.
But
with David Robinson, with Tim Duncan, with LaMarcus Aldridge.
yeah, but let's take Tim Duncan out in the final 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was a bad call. But
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there.
whatever. The final debate we got is regarding
Dirk would have won anyways.
Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Is he the best player in the NBA? And if so, the second question, he is the best player since blank. So I think he's the best player in the league.
I kind of think he's 1 or 2, but I'm pretty sure.
We get too caught up in the regular season. Let's not forget Jokic just won a championship and an Finals MVP while averaging a 30-point triple-double in the
He was
playoffs,
riding his horses.
while sweeping LeBron James in the Western Conference Finals. Let's not forget that. Embiid hasn't done that. Giannis hasn't done that in a couple of years. I think he's the best player in the league. He has the second most triple-doubles all time, 123. He's passed LeBron in triple-doubles a couple of weeks ago. He's getting close to Russell Westbrook. We thought that was the unbreakable record. He's getting close now. Jokic is the best NBA player since, sounds crazy, 2013 LeBron James.
Yeah, okay.
He's the best player
That's exactly
since,
what I was gonna go with. LeBron. I just
since
don't know what.
Heat LeBron
Since
or
Cavaliers
Cavs
LeBron.
or 2018 Cavs LeBron. Jokic
Dude, he's like Tingus Pingus on draft night.
is insane, and the Nuggets are stable. A little horse reference there. They're stable.
Karl
The-
Malone?
The Nuggets
that's the
are
Jazz.
stable.
Sid's Carmelo.
You get the ref for the horse
Yes,
like Jokic.
stable. The horse stables. That's where they go. I got the joke, but
So-
I was making a
Jamal Murray's there to
reference.
stay. Jamal Murray's there to stay. Jokic is there to stay. Michael Porter Jr. is there to
didn't
stay.
They said that about Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
What? That's so
And then
Shut up.
um
So I think the Nuggets could be a dynasty.
no, that was the Jazz. No, yeah, that was the Jazz.
I think they could be a
Dude,
dynasty.
I'm mixing up my NBA franchises. When you said the Nuggets were stable, I said Karl Malone.
I don't
He's
know
on
what
the
that's-
Jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
makes no
my
sense.
dumbass doing?
Next
Saying
week.
the Jazz when it's the Nuggets.
Next week we'll talk a little bit about the combine. Who excelled? Do we have any 40-yard dash records? What's going to happen? Who's going
No.
to test great athletically? Some more NBA debate. March Madness nears closer. Spring's almost here. Have a good night. Hopefully this uploads. This has been Talking About Balls.